The other thing that really fucking pisses me off is this term self-medicating. What if you had your own garden out there and it was all medicine?
Exactly. I had a friend of mine who lives in Colombia up there by Medellin, up in the mountains, and it was so cool. She had like cannabis growing, she had fruit, she had vegetables. Cool thing too, she had the plant that aspirin comes from like salicylic acid, right?
Yeah.
So the actual plant she was growing, I had a headache. So she went outside, pulled the plant, brewed up some tea from the leaves, and I drank it just out the garden. And it was anti-inflammatory, pure and natural. Like, that should be okay for us to do. You shouldn't be outlawing things that grow naturally.
That's outlawing sovereignty. Because if you could grow everything in your backyard that you needed to stay healthy and strong and to cure any temporary maladies you might have, like a headache or high anxiety, or maybe you're just going through, it's a tough week and you're blue. Maybe not just all out depressed, but you need, if it was all right there and you could do it, guess who doesn't get to make any money on that? Anybody else.
No, I can't. So I can't give you your antidepressant. I can't give you your anxiety man because you already have it. So if you have it, how am I gonna make money off of you?
You know, the other thing that really fucking pisses me off is this term self-medicating.
Yeah.
Because to me, that term has been, and I've in my life struggled, managing alcohol.
Yeah.
That's been a struggle for me. It worked for a long time really well, and then it just turned on me. And so I've learned some natural ways to be able to get past that. Working with plants has helped me a ton. Godsend. Truly.
Awesome.
I mean, they grow out of the fucking ground.
Exactly.
On this rock that spins around and goes around the sun that, in my opinion, didn't just appear out of nowhere.
Nope.
So, but self-medicating is this term that's been just absolutely demonized. What I just described, grow your own garden that's got your own food and your own medicine, and food is medicine. So it's a medicine garden. Right. You would then go out, pick that, administer that to yourself, and you would be self-medicating. When you go for a walk in the sun, you are self-medicating. When you work out, you are self-medicating. When you drink fresh water, you're self-medicating. When you get good sleep, you're self-medicating. When you stop complaining, stop any complaining words coming out of your own mouth, you're self-medicating. Right. When you stop gossiping, you're self-medicating. So when people say, oh, yep, he started self-medicating. He stopped going. He didn't get that prescribed from a doctor, and therefore, this is a problem. I have a real issue with that, because while I do respect people in the medical field like you and like Blake and folks like y'all who are looking for the root cause, I've lost all trust for the medical community just on the whole because of the cold. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of that. I just think that it's very interesting that so many of these things are done, and they're all done intentionally to create these buzzwords, to create these terms, and to create these opinions. If you did that, if you grew a garden that sustained you, most people would call that woo-woo.
Right, for sure. I mean, if you were like, I have a plant for that, I have a root for that, people look like that you were crazy because they've been so ingrained and taught that you need to go buy a pill for this. Or you need to go, I'm not going to see your doctor for, and you don't got to see your doctor for every single problem either, too, right? I mean, so like, but because the second something feels funny, you've been taught to go see somebody about it. It can go away. It could be nothing, but you're taught to freak out about it, right?
Yeah, you could give it a day or two, and you wouldn't have to throw a pill at it, and it might just go away. You could also Wim Hof, deep breathe through some stuff, but that doesn't act as fast as Xanax, does it? Doesn't act as fast as a Percocet.
Can I be that person real quick?
What were you going to say, voice of God?
Okay, I'm going to be that person. I do agree with everything y'all are saying. I believe there's also huge alienation due to our society and capitalism and a lot of, these institutional factors that cause mental health issues. But maybe I pose it as a question. When it comes to stuff like SSRIs or SNRIs, like Lexapro or Wellbutrin, things that have saved countless lives, and the achievements that pharmaceutical research has provided, is there natural or homeopathic if we are not talking about, you know, the actual cause of alienation or the depression, which is, I guess, what we need to talk about, but these drugs do help people. What do you say to that?
Yeah. So I mean, I mean, you can go both ways with that. Drugs help people, but drugs
I'm
also,
talking about psychiatric drugs.
but they also have a ton of side effects though too, right?
Of course, every body is different, right?
Right. Certain people have benefited from medicine, but the part of the issue too is that usually the medicine is not really working towards. It might help you change you chemically, but I think that what we lose is the ability to really dig deep and to really make changes also for ourselves.
Yeah.
Many times I feel like, you know, we give people medication and again, don't change the foundation. I can't tell you how many patients I have that are like 30 years old on 4 or 5 different anti-depressant medications, anxiety, and they aren't better. I'm not saying it doesn't work.
100% like, yes, any kind of psychiatric treatment needs to be paired with some kind of, you know, psychological or like some kind of whatever your spiritual or self-improvement stuff is. But when it comes to the mechanism of action of these drugs, we know it's very well researched, it's very well documented and like proven of how they work. And I think it's sometimes when we talk about this these themes, I think it's a dangerous message to throw out there that, oh, you're depressed, don't explore some of these solutions, just deep breathe.
Oh yeah,
take an ice plunge,
but shouldn't you try to deep breathe or ice plunge before you take a pill?
Yeah, for sure. But
so if none of that
there's a
works,
whole other realm of grifters who we're not talking about that, but who will sell you their own supplement or you know what I mean. So it's a danger. Those are life-saving drugs. I mean,
so I don't want to take the fact that medicine has not advanced, it has not helped, because it has helped, right? I think we look at it in totality more so. I don't think it should just be pills.
There is an epidemic of like just prescribing the pill, and that's it. You go to your primary care doctor and they give you a Wellbutrin, and then you have no follow-up with you know, cognitive therapy or dialectical whatever kind of kind of self-improvement you want to do. That's fucked. That's not good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and people have gotten help with a lot of medicines, right? I mean, so but that's also because we're in a system that, you know, that's the expectation that these medicines will work, right? So we know they're going to help you. Some people, not everybody, right? So it has their place. I think that we should that should be a combination of things though too. But on the other hand though, right? If some of these other options were available, maybe the medicine you wouldn't be on it as long as you would be. Maybe you can take less of it, right?
Agreed. And who knows if we would even have the need for it if our, you know, society and structure of society was not the way it was, right?
Or if we just drank clean water and ate.
But there are a lot of
clean, unprocessed
institutional
foods
and systemic factors that materially people are born into what they're born into, and we can try to, you know, show them the light and wake them up all we want, but they gotta, you know, exist within the system we live within, and it sucks.
Yeah, that's real.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for checking out my videos here on the JESS Marshall YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe for sure. Hit that bell. Press that button to watch the next video. If you got a question you have about any of the topics I bring up in the videos, drop a question below, and we'll be sure to get an answer back to you ASAP. See you on the next one.